Hello everybody. I am making this video message to encourage those of you who are practicing celibacy. It has been in my spirit for a while to give a updated version of this video message because I have not talked about it, I believe, in a few years. But I just wanted to come and not only remind those of you of how critical and important it is to remain strong in your celibacy walk or holding on to your virginity with no embarrassment, no shame, and not feeling like you have missed out on something because you are not having sex. There are so many different reasons why many people will justify having sex outside of marriage. As a human being, part of our human experience is to be loved, to be touched, to be hugged. We want people to love us, to understand us, and we want genuine and sincere bonds and healthy interactions with other people. So, sex is not a bad thing. I don't want you all to think that sex is a bad thing. I don't want you to be ashamed of the fact if you are the type of man or woman, you really enjoy sex and you desire to have sex. The desire is supposed to be there, but the desire should be there and you only act on it after marriage. Now, I know everyone is not going to agree with me, but you all know, with me being a saved woman, I am not going to promote premarital sex. I will only promote sex after you have been married. But anyway, realistically speaking, I understand that everybody is not in agreement with that, and you all are going to have sex outside of marriage. And before I finish, let me tell you this. I am still a human woman wrapped in flesh. And at any point, I can fall and I can make a mistake and I can come off my celibacy walk and I can have sex as well. And I am not a married woman. I just want to throw that out there because when I talk about these types of things, people will start to get defensive. They will start to get angry and they will have this perception of me that I am, I guess, not being reasonable in what I'm discussing, or I'm not being realistic. Or they might feel like when you have different people who are out here giving information that can change people for the better, or you're passing your opinion about something and it's strong, if you make a mistake or you slip up, then the world will crucify you. And so I put this out there to let you all know that I'm not a hypocrite. I really am not having sex outside of marriage, but understand I am still a woman that's a human with a sexual desire. And I do love men. And so I don't know what my future holds, but as long as I stay in God and I want to be kept, I will believe all of my life up until I do get remarried again, that God will continue to keep me because that is my desire. So now that that's out the way, let me finish making my point. The times that we are living in, you see sins increasing. You see how people feel about numerous things. It is becoming stronger and stronger. And even in the media, social media, songs, and entertainment, you see things being overly sexualized. You guys are not in the dark about this. You are not ignorant to this. And so people's idea of having sex and why you should do it and why you should have fun and why you should have multiple partners, it varies from each individual person. But overall, most people are out here who are not married and they are having sex. A lot of people out here, they are promoting and bragging about having side chicks, having side dudes, cheating on your husband, cheating on your wife. And sometimes, if I could be so honest, sometimes when you are in this seat, as far as choosing to be celibate, choosing to stay a virgin and not have sex or do anything sexual outside of marriage, I am going to tell you guys something that is so true. It is a very narrow and extremely lonely walk. When you, or if you decide to share that part of yourself, which is very personal, with other people, there are some people who will try to shame you because of your stance and what you believe as far as sexual activity goes. And sometimes, as a human being, when it keeps being pushed down your throat and thrown in your face, sometimes you will also have days where you feel discouraged. Some days you may feel like, you know what, I think I've missed out on something. Me being a celibate woman or man, me being a virgin man or woman, it is not getting me anywhere. And what is not talked about when you are living this lifestyle of being a virgin or being celibate, what a lot of people do not talk about, and they don't want to address the pink elephant in the room, is the fact of you will be overlooked and repeatedly rejected by men. If you're a woman who is a virgin or celibate, you will be heavily rejected by men once they realize you are not willing to compromise yourself and have sex with them. I think that's something that a lot of people are not talking about, and they don't want to expose that, and they don't want to put that out there on Front Street. That's number one. And number two, what needs to also be talked about is the fact that you will be looked at as having your guard up too high. And some men will even try to play a game and pretend that they really love you or that they really like you simply to get into your pants. And you know what, men? I don't want to leave you out, because there are some men who are virgins, and there may be some of you males who watch and follow me. You're subscribed to me, and you are a virgin, or you've taken a stance of celibacy, and there are women that will try to manipulate you and make it appear like they're really into you in order for you to have sex with her. So what I want you guys to know and understand is that you never have to compromise yourself or come down, lowering the bar of your beliefs because of how the world makes you feel about keeping yourself and respecting yourself until you are married. Months ago, sometime last year, I had a discussion with you guys in one of my live videos, and I told you all, you have to stop also making an assumption about celibate women. Now, all men don't do this, but I have seen or come across in real life men who has this notion or this perception that women who are celibate were once whores, or they were once very promiscuous women, and they were in the streets, and they have high mileage on them. And so when they got tired of being ran through, they made a decision to become celibate. But I am here to tell you all, you cannot continue to not only think but categorize every single man or woman in a situation like this, because you really don't know how each one of us has lived our life. I have told you all time and time and time again my background information, the household I was raised in, and before my mother and father passed away, how they both raised me as a little girl coming up. I've already explained that to you guys. I'm not going to get into that again. But I definitely want you guys to know that every single woman is not the same. If you are a man that believes when you come across a woman who wants to keep herself until marriage, stop making an assumption that that woman was formerly promiscuous or that she's had all of these sexual partners. Because I'm sorry, and I say this humbly, I am not a woman who was out in the streets ever sexually, and I'm not a woman that used to be promiscuous. That's just not my story. I don't have this large, long sexual history. I don't know anything about a whole phase. I don't know anything about being passed around by different men. I don't know anything about that. And it's not debatable with me. And I'm not about to go back and forth and argue with people about that, because let me tell you guys something. When you tell people, and I'm going to just be transparent for a split second when it comes to this, I kind of regret that I've shared this part of myself with certain people, because this is why the Bible says you should not cast your pearls unto swine. Because sometimes as an inspiration, there are some of us who will share things just to inspire people. And we want to inspire people because we may see something, a weakness or a struggle within them. And if that is not the area we're weak in or we struggle in, we will share information with them to inspire them to probably take a rule out of your playbook. But if you are around people, co-workers, friends, family, and they are very insecure, they are jealous spirited, or they don't know who they are, or they have had a lot of experience in the streets and sexually, and they have just dug into a lot of different things, it doesn't mean that they're a demon. It doesn't mean that they are not worthy of love and respect and admiration. It doesn't mean that overall they are a bad person. But if you are around these type of people that don't know who they are, and they are prone to be very jealous or angry when they see something that is the total polar opposite in someone else outside of who they are, they will attack you. They will attack you. People will call you a liar when you tell them who you are. I have even experienced in the workplace and within my family and people I grew up with, even spreading vicious lies and rumors, saying that I was lying about being celibate, saying that I was lying about who I really am. There have been men that have gotten angry because they could not have sex with me, because I have not done a sexual act with them, and they have spread vicious rumors and said I sucked this and I did this and they did that with me, and they will try to damage and slander and ruin your reputation. So in my video message today, I have to put this stuff out there to just give somebody that feels like you are holding on to a thread by respecting yourself and holding your virginity and your celibacy. Baby, when I tell you don't give up, I'm getting close to the camera because I want you all to hear me. Don't just listen. I want you to also hear what I'm saying and allow it to take root in your spirit. You do not compromise yourself. You do not feel like you have missed out on something. You do not, baby, let this evil world make you come down off keeping yourself outside of marriage. I had to put this out in the airwaves because I understand that every single person down here is not the same. Our human experience is not the same. Our cultures are not the same. Our backgrounds are not the same. Our beliefs are not the same. And so I come to you all as an imperfect vessel of God, being used by God, just to let you know that again, being celibate and staying a virgin until you are married is very real and possible and it's honorable. But can you handle sitting in this seat? Can you handle being rejected? Even being rejected, ladies, by a man that you are strongly attracted to, and you feel like you love him and you are into him and you want to connect with him. But just because you will not go to bed with him, he will cut you off, and he will put other women in front of you and date them and deal with them, because he looks at you as being a prude. He looks at you as being uppity. He looks at you as being difficult. And baby, if that's your story and if that's what you have experienced, then sweetheart, your rejection is actually God's protection. Baby, you better cry about it later. Wipe your tears off your face. You better rub your hands together, clear your throat, drink a glass of water, raise your hands up and say, Father, I thank you. I don't like how I feel. I don't understand it, but Lord, I thank you. That is not the direction you wanted me to go in. That is obviously not the man you wanted in my life. And baby, you better keep it moving. Next. That's all I can really say to you guys. Next. The same thing with men, because there are men out here. You make a decision to not have sex with a woman, to do anything sexual with her, not perform oral sex on her or anything of that nature, you will be called a fag. You will be called gay. You will be called difficult. Women will accuse you of having all these other women in denial about the fact that you simply do not want to cross the line and have sex outside of marriage. They will bring every other excuse and reason and try to come to terms in their minds about why you as a man don't want to sleep with them, instead of just simply saying, you know what, this is a man of God. And clearly his relationship with God is very important to him, and he fears God, and he does not want to have sex with me outside of marriage. Ladies, you got to stop thinking that because you come across a man, and I'm not saying it's common. I'm not saying it's common. But don't be fooled out here. There are some brothers out here who are not willing to compromise themselves. They are not willing to have sex outside of marriage. Don't be fooled by what you're seeing on social media and what you hear. Just because you surround yourself with men who keep trying to have sex with you, and because you are the type of woman that gets a lot of attention when you walk in a room, because you lead with your body and how you look, and you're surrounded around people that are just full of lust and adultery or perversion or whatever that is, don't be fooled out here thinking that every single man you come across is the same. Told you guys years ago in a video message, I don't believe that all men are dogs. All men don't cheat and all men are not dogs. I don't care what the world tells me. I know better. I know men that they'll check you if you try to come at them and they're married. Or they don't even have to be married. They could be in a relationship with their girlfriend. And if they really love her, there's nothing they're about to do with you. There are some men out here that I personally know and that I've seen check women and reject them, and they remain faithful to their significant other. But I just want to let you guys know, this video was long, but I had to put this on you all's mind, because behind closed doors, I don't know what battles you all are fighting. I fight my battles, and I love men, and I desire to have sex. I want to have sex. Sometimes I say, you know what, I want a companion, but at the same time, I'm not willing. I am today, right now, where I am. Like I said, I don't know what will happen in my future, but today, where I am right now, I can tell you guys wholeheartedly, I am not willing to compromise myself. Because the way that the world is set up, you make a decision to have sex with somebody, can you be so sure that as a woman, if you decide to have sex with a man, that he's only going to be having sex with you? Real talk. A lot of men, when they found out that you're a virgin or you're a celibate woman, a lot of them, they only connect to you and they only want to get with you because they know that they don't have to worry about catching an STD from you. Any man that knows a woman and her vagina is healthy and it's clean and it's disease free, they're going to be drawn to you if you share that with them. This is why now I'm taking a different approach. Not that I'm going around announcing it. I talk to my audience. I talk to you guys about this. Behind closed doors in my actual real life, there are some people as the inspiration. I will share that part of myself with them. But now I have learned, God has dealt with me and showed me I have to choose my people that I want to share certain parts of myself with wisely. I have to be very, very wise who I share certain things with, because everybody is not ready for your testimony. Everybody is not ready for your success, depending on what area you are successful in. Success is not always you got a particular job, you got all this money in the bank, you got this big house, you got a luxury car, you traveling all around the world. You guys got to stop with that. That's not always success. But if you are very disciplined in one area of your life, that can be looked at as successful. And you can teach other people. It's not a secret to it. I think it just boils down to, what do you personally as a man or woman want? What do you want in your life? Do you want to continue to keep having sex with all these different people, and people are not calling you back, and you going to the doctor and you finding out you pregnant and you really didn't want to be pregnant, or you finding out that you have a STD, or you getting your heart broken, a man or a woman led you to believe they were in love with you, and after you had sex with them a couple of times, they disappear on you or ghost you? I want you guys to start thinking about this. Watch how people treat you. Watch what they out here doing. I've been telling you guys this for over 8 years that I've been on this platform. Hold on to what God has blessed you with. Making love, having sex, baby, is a gift. Humans have started to abuse sex. If you study the French and all of the other things with oral sex and different little mechanisms they use, the French developed and came up with this stuff. You guys got to go dig into that, and you got to study and read that. That was something that I had just read about years ago. But I'm telling you, humans have abused what God created to be beautiful and simply for a man and woman and procreation. You shouldn't be laid up with a bunch of different people. You should not be exchanging your energy, your spirit, and your frequency with multiple human beings, especially human beings you don't know. Because real talk, I say this gently to you guys, there are some of you or some people out here, they may have also had one night stands. That's what I mean when I say you are exchanging your energy and your spirit with a person that you don't know. I don't care how good they look or how you felt some type of connection or bond with them at the bar or at a party or when you went out of town or you were in college. You don't know them. You don't know them. It takes time to get to know a human being. Too many dimensions in us, too many levels. It's too much that is so complex. I say this to you guys all the time. Human beings, our human experience is so complex for you to know in 1 or 2 conversations, or for you to even know in 2 or 3 months. That's my video message. Hit my comment section, and I want you guys to start sharing your testimonies. Whether you were on your celibacy walk and you failed, and you may have had sex, but you got back up. Because I don't want you guys to be discouraged. If you are a man or woman and you were walking in your celibacy walk for a while and you fail, don't beat yourself up. Get back up. I could fall. I'm going to keep telling y'all that. I could fall. Get back up. Get back up, baby. Try it again. Try again. I don't care if you a man or a woman. If you were a virgin and you lost your virginity and you decided to have sex, your life is not over. You get back up. You fall and you sin, because all of us do, but you don't get comfortable in your sin. You don't stay there. You get back up and you try again. You get back up and you try again. And I want to let you guys know again, it's very real and possible to be celibate. Don't believe that it's not. Well, guys, I know it's a sad time for you, but it's time for me to go. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If you have been offended by anything that I spoke about in this video message, I am not worried about it because I know you will forgive me in the morning.